got it right 4,227 times.
Well, that's more fingers and toes I got, so I can't count that high.
All right, it's Dave Globin and Randy Rhodes on Red Friday Morning Caffeine from Boogie
What
with.
day is it? I just woke up.
It is Red, which is remember everyone deployed Friday morning, and I seriously need caffeine today. So I apologize for that because I kept hitting the backspace key, typing things to get us launched, and I had to go back and retype things. So I don't know exactly what the marquee looks like. But anyway, we're live on my profile on Facebook. We're live in a bunch of Facebook groups. We are live on the Boogie with the Bully YouTube channel, and we'll send it out as a podcast after we go. But anyway, let's get going. It is Red Friday. You want the honors?
For what?
I'm telling what Red Friday is and taking us through it.
Well, I think by now the folks know that Fridays, you're supposed to wear a red shirt. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be for the entire day or if a part of it or whatever until you start to stink a little bit. You got to change clothes. I don't know. But it's Red Shirt Friday. And the purpose is about 20 odd years ago, someone came with the idea, how can we show honor and respect to the men and women who are uniformed, who are out there every day defending our nation. And keep in mind one thing, folks, we always think about our active duty guys and gals. They're out there, they're still wearing a uniform. They wake up every morning in the barracks or in base housing, wherever they happen to be living, and they go to do their various jobs, whether it's jet fighter aircraft maintenance, working aboard a Navy ship, whether it's being in the trenches, learning how to move that pile of dirt to that side, sidewalk, and then move it back over here because you pissed off the colonel. And the colonel said, I want you to move that pile of dirt from there to there. And when you're done, move the pile there back over there. And you will do that every day until I tell you to stop. And it happens. Or you piss off your sergeant because you had a dirty barracks, and he comes out with a box full of scissors. He says, okay, guys and gals, you're going to cut the grass today. And he hands out the scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I was there. I did it. Okay.
Yep.
I was in the Air Force and we had a dirty barracks and they came out with a box of scissors. He said, okay, everybody grab a pair of scissors and get out there and start cutting. And I want it to be equal all around. And we're not talking about little patch of grass. We're talking about a huge field of grass.
Yep.
So I've been there. I've done that. But don't forget that even though they may, put in their 4 years, their, whatever, 22 years like my dad did, when they come out, based on their contract, they still have a period of time that they can be recalled, okay? Mm-hmm. Whether it be 2 to 6 years, it's whatever your contract sign was, okay? Reason for that is this. This is where Zelensky is starting to have problems. He is running out of men to fight the good war. Okay, he's losing his men, and he's down to bringing up the old folks and those who are in the hospitals and prisons and so forth. But the contract that states you spent your active duty, and you now have 6 years, like I did. I had 6 years of active recall, which means if we went to war and God forbid we blew through all our multi-million active duty Air Force, Army, Marines, Navy, whatever, and the war's still going on, they can say, Randy, I know you're 6 years older, but you remember that contract you signed? We're calling your ass back to active duty.
Okay.
And they can call him back to active duty for as long as the war lasts.
Okay. I think we also have some responsibilities as a country for when we bring our men and women back home, because I think we do. I saw a video yesterday from Jesse Ventura. It's an old video of him talking to Congress and saying that he went in, I forget what branch, when he was 18 years old. He immediately got sent to a war, I forget which one, and because he was at war, could smoke, he could drink, couldn't vote, but he couldn't vote anyway. But, he did all of that. He came home and I think he said the next day or a few days later, he went into a recruiting station and said to them, please send me back. And they had no idea how to deal with what he meant. And he said, basically, I can't live here because I can't do anything here. You took me as a kid and sent me to go fight a war, and now I'm mentally an adult, but I come back to the United States and I'm still a kid. That happening. We have vets living on the streets for whatever reason. They're living on the streets. That's wrong. We have vets without a job or getting a job and, not being able to hold it. And that's part of the reason why they're on the streets. I just think there's a lot more that we can do all the way around. It's more than just opening up your closet and giving a suit that you don't wear to veterans programs who give it to vets going out on job interviews so they get a job. To me, you want to impress someone, I think you should show up in your dress military uniform to that job interview and talk about your experiences there and how they fit the job. Hands are going all over the place where they don't need to go, so I'm going to move them away from the keyboard temporarily. And so there's a lot of different things we owe vets. There's a lot of different things we could do better for our military. We could feed them better. We could educate them better. All kinds of things. But what do you think?
Well, I agree. But, no one ever prepares the soldiers for when they come home from combat because, we don't want to when you go into when you join up, like right now, we're at peace. Okay. So what do we do to keep our men and women busy? I mean, they signed up for a career in the military, and the military, the only purpose it has is to kill, kill and destroy.
Yep.
But if hey there, how you going? But if you're not at war, you gotta find ways to keep the men and women, I won't say entertained, but inclusive in what they were hired to do. So yeah, keep them. I mean, obviously things break down. So if you're some kind of mechanical, regiment, you're going to be busy, repairing things and so forth. And maybe being in class, learning all new shit that's coming out. But if you join, like the special forces, whose only desire is
in the process of being clean, I got about 80% done. Had a freak out. I can't continue right now.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Go ahead.
Okay, is to kill.
Hold on. Stuff is moved around, whatever. Sorry.
You might want to mute your microphone if you want to hear that background stuff. But anyways, the idea is, these special forces, all they are trained to do is to kill. Okay. And if we're not at war, how do you keep these men trained? How do you keep them part of the unit without them losing, their desire to be there? But after the fact, you go to war, and the horrible things they see, and they come home. There's no. They come home, and then they're just sent back to their base, or sent back to their families. There's nothing in between to have them, readjust themselves from a killing machine to a husband, a father, and so forth.
Ray, did you face that when I know you were in? I don't know how. how long you were in, but you were in. I don't. Did you face that when you came back?
No,
No.
no, not at
Okay.
all. How are you gentlemen doing this morning? Thank you for the invite, by the way.
Doing good. Doing good. Doing good. Doing
I
good.
think it's hot out here. I think I'm gonna go for a swim when I finish with you guys.
Okay.
It's hot. It's hot.
All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got a swimming pool there.
In the back, over back over there.
Oh yeah, I see that.
See it tucked in the corner.
Yep.
This is the barbecue station back there.
Yeah.
That's
How's
where
your
they do
weather?
all
How's your weather there today?
80 degrees.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's gonna be 94.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
That's a little warm for my taste.
Yeah.
I hear Hurricane Erin is cooling things off up north, though.
She is
Yeah,
cooling
it
things off.
is. It's in the 60s right now.
Yep.
So, what do you gentlemen think about the first FBI house raid?
Yeah, I like it.
John Bolton. No one deserves it more than John, as far as I am concerned.
Oh no, there's a lot more people that deserve it better
Oh, I
than
know.
him.
Well, that's right. But I mean, John, I think deserves it just because John wanted to be John, and that didn't work with President Trump. And then he wrote a book, and that didn't work with Trump. But everybody writes a book about their
Hey,
experiences when they were.
these guys are picking low hanging fruit right now, and they about to make these people squirm and squeal and turn over everybody.
Well, that's the way I think they're taught to do it. Because if they went right after the big fish, they may not say anything.
Don't anybody see a correlation here? Do you notice? Right after he locked DC down, FBI took on their first raid and hasn't been a week yet. I'm telling you, he's coming for these politicians.
Hmm?
He's coming.
What do you think, Randy?
I think my first thought when I heard about the raid and the fact that he had wrote a book and he had taken information that he wasn't supposed to home with him, and that he was using that information as the basis for his book. So now what everyone's gonna say is, "What the hell did he do? What stickers did he take? I got to run out and get that book." So I see a spike in his book sales because one thing the government couldn't do was stop the production of those books or ban the book. So I see a lot of people going out to buy the book to see what's inside of it to find out why.
He's going to need it for his attorney costs.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to need it for his attorney's fees. I heard Adam Schiff has started a legal defense fund too. Now, I only think you start a legal defense fund if you think you are guilty and there's going to be a problem. I don't think you start a legal defense fund before you know that you're guilty, or that you're guilty. I mean, I don't know. I just don't think. Plus, he's a gazillionaire anyway, so why would he be out starting a legal defense fund anyway? Doesn't want any of those people that could help him to contribute. He wants the UNIs to, send in $5, $10 to try to help, and
He doesn't want to use his own personal money to pay for his legal fees. I just think it's bullshit that he's doing. If he's truly doing a GoFundMe for his legal fees before he needs his legal fees, what the hell is he doing with the money?
Well, no, he's doing a legal defense fund. He's not doing a GoFundMe. GoFundMe works that I guess you have to return it if you don't use it for what you say it's for. I don't know how a legal defense works. I don't believe that he has to send it back. I don't believe he has to do anything. To me, it just seems like an excuse to get money sent to you when you may or may not need that money. that money being
Hey,
sent to you.
you'd be surprised how much it costs to keep your ass out of the clinger when you're one of these people. Those gazillions he's
Yep.
got, you better believe his
Yeah.
attorneys are charging him gazillions by the hour.
Right. I mean, I'm sure Donald Trump is paying up in the millions, and he
Oh
put that money down. He put that $500 million down
no,
in New York.
hey, no, they threw that out. They
Oh
threw
yeah,
that
they threw
out.
it out. They threw it
Yeah.
out. They gave it back to him, and I think he's supposed to get a certain amount of interest on it while they had it tied up and he couldn't touch it either, which he definitely deserves too. You or I deserve that too. If they came to you and said, we're going to fine you $5 for something that you did, and the $5 sits in escrow until they throw the charges out. And this seems to be what Democrats don't want to understand. Judge Merchan didn't send him to jail when he had the opportunity to send him to jail, because Judge Merchan wanted to be the judge that slapped him with 34 felony counts. It doesn't matter that they were not correct. It doesn't matter that they could be appealed, because someone has to give them to him. Juan Merchan, down in history, unfortunately it's negative history either way, Republican or Democrat, for being the judge that slapped him with 34 felony counts. It doesn't matter if all 34 go away, and most of them have. A bunch of them will in New York. I don't even like talking about New York anymore, because it really has nothing to do with Juan Merchan. Letitia James, the Attorney General, is in a bunch of hot water that may invalidate her being Attorney General. I mean,
I just want to start seeing people go to jail.
I guess I do too.
Hey,
But
when these
I just go ahead, Ray.
when these people like Cash Patel and Pete Hegseth and all these people continue to get in front of the camera and we're going to show the American people some accountability. Damn it, I want to see people. That's the only line of accountability. Exposing what we already knew is not accountability. Right. Showing us the receipts of what the evil shit these people done is not accountability.
No.
We already knew it. Just because you showing it to us and you're proving it that you're right, that we were right, is not accountability. Locking them up is accountability. See, I'm about to go in on these Republicans. See, because they starting to play the statute of limitation this, the statute of limitation that. I hope they go to jail. We hope. No. If they don't get locked up, there is no accountability.
Right. What do you think?
Right. I agree. And I've been saying that forever, but we're not going to. And, maybe Bolton's going to be the first one. I hope, but it's like Ray said, that you can say all you want. You can take away their top secret clearances. You can, ban them from the White House or whatever. But until they start going to prison for and be charged for, whether it be, state, federal, or, treason, they have to be held accountable. And until they are, there's no justice for the victims.
Hey, before the lab comes back in 8 days, they better lock somebody up, because they're not going to like me. I think that's going to be my breakthrough on monetization with all these platforms. They're going to be like, oh, the Patriots lab's going in on the Republicans. Well, damn it. If you don't start locking nobody up, just like I dished it out on them Democrats, I'm going to dish it out on you damn Republicans.
Guilt is guilt. It doesn't matter which political party you're in. If you're a Republican who did something wrong, you're guilty. If you're a Democrat who did something wrong, you're guilty. If you're an independent who did something wrong, and we need, I think, to one by one go through all of them, all three of them, until we have nailed them all. I personally don't think John Bolton figures very high on what he actually did wrong. Yeah, he stuffed a few things in his briefcase that he wasn't supposed to, and he went out a back door or something. That I don't know. I think John Bolton is more important to the Republican prosecutors in the House because he can nail the people above him. This isn't about the John Boltons. I even said yesterday, this isn't about the Hillary Clintons. It's not about the Adam Schiffs. It's not even about the Hunter Bidens. It's about who they can turn the spotlight on. And those people will come in and squirm because nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to be fined. So somebody at some point, has to go to jail, but I don't know who that is and what level they are. It's like you can't send George Soros to jail for the rest of his life because it's probably going to be 2 days after he gets there. But I'm sure George has reality that he can tell when he testifies to make sure that he doesn't go to jail, which means that we move up to the people above George, because even with all his billions of dollars and billions of dollars that he gave, there's got to be someone above him.
You know why I know people going to jail? Because Roger Stone went to jail.
Right. Roger Stone went to jail. Steve Bannon went to jail. Steve Bannon went to jail.
They ruined General Flynn's life. This is how I know redemption is on the way.
Okay.
Because Trump plays to your level. Sometimes Trump will go above your level, but he's going to meet you wherever you at. So everything that these Democrats have done to him, he is getting ready to in turn do to them in tenfold.
I think he's playing both sides. He's gone above them as high as he can go, and he's come down to them, and he just wants to know who do I go after? Who do I go after? I mean, we brought him in. He's done what we want him to do. Meaning the 312 electors who served him, who elected him based on the popular vote. I kind of think that's a crazy thing we can talk about in another show. But I mean, he's got to get out of this nailing everybody. I mean, I know he has to nail everybody, but at the same time, he's got business to do. He's got to keep us moving in the direction that we're moving in, because 3 years and 6 months, as I said to you, Ray, the other day, 3 years and 6 months is not a long period of time.
That's why I think they should bring him in as king. I think he'd be a very good king. He's all about the people. And I think his sons and daughters would make very good princes and princesses, because they too love this country. They love the American people, and they love to produce a wealthy nation and people with wealth and health. If you get a Democrat, I can never understand why Democrats are hell bent on destroying this country. Okay. I don't know, but 4 years for a president to get accomplished where you can and to keep it accomplished is too short of a time. When you have congressmen and senators who are in there for 15, 20, and 30, 40 years, it's not right. They shouldn't be allowed in that long, because they could be almost as a king, because now they can make them their way of life straight across. They shouldn't be allowed to be in there that long, period.
Okay. Well, Ray, speak about I know you have other things in there to speak about, but talk from the king point of view.
We don't need no king. Once you start talking about him being the king, then we're feeding into the Democrats' narrative. Only thing we need are good politicians. We have to understand America is founded on a set of principles, ideas, and a system. And we have to stay on the system. We don't get rid of the system. We fix the system. What is that? What is that?
It's on my end. I got it. I got it.
You got to
I'm
mute that.
sorry. I'm sorry. I did. Yeah, I got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we don't have to go down the King Road. People should have know and understand what Donald Trump is doing is merely laying out a blueprint. Laying out a blueprint for the ones that follow behind him, which are mega, to to be able to go off of. That's all. I mean, common sense tells you Don is not going to be alive forever. I mean, he has a great family, but so does J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance has a beautiful family. So does Cash Patel. He has a beautiful family.
Right.
Christy Nome, she has a beautiful family. All of these mega people who have been inserted by Donald Trump have been inserted to carry his legacy throughout the generations. See, America has come to a pivotal wake up point, and we answered the call. We won all swing states. He took back the popular vote. He took back and helped raise the black vote and the Latino vote. Now, the only thing we got to keep doing, promises made, promises kept. Because as long as we do that, we're going to see nothing but progress. That's all we're going to do is see progress. To some, it might look insane what we're doing with tariffs and all this, but at the end of the day, can't nobody sit back and say the blueprint ain't working. So, hey, if it ain't broke,
Yeah.
don't fix it. Don't mess with it.
That blueprint of terrorists is working so far. I mean, you got GE. I think it's their Whirlpool division is actually the one doing it, but $400-500 million to build a new plant to build. I'm sure there will be more plants to build, and it will be here. And if you're not paying a tariff, you're paying less. You're going to pay a little bit more, I'm sure, because they had to build a plant somewhere in the United States. But it won't be the crazy prices that you were paying to have it imported into the country. And
Listen,
it'll put our people to work too.
there's a reason America is the greatest country on God's green earth. Always has been and always will be. That's why everybody wants to come to America. That's why everybody wants to come to America. We just got to have the right people running this machine we got. We got a pit bull. We got a pit bull in America. But if the pit bull is being trained by a trainer that don't know what, it's just going to get tore up. See, now we got a trainer in this pit bull nation who's bringing out the raw and the true definition of who we are.
Yep.
And everybody recognizes it. And it should never change.
Yep. Did you see the post yesterday from Marcus Lemonis, the famous investor guy who owns all of the Camper World locations everywhere in the United States that you see? And there's a bunch of them. There's one up the road from us here in Jacksonville. He has 160-foot tall pole, and every single one of them with a flag that is something like 3,220 something long. I mean, it's huge.
I got a Camper World about 15 miles down on the highway, and then another one.
Listen, and he's a Lebanese-born American immigrant, and he said, "I do it because I'm thankful for being here." And I thought it was great, and shows yesterday that I know would never even bring it up, brought it up yesterday. And he pays the fines. He pays the court costs. He doesn't matter what it is. He says to the city council, "I'll see you in court." If he has to pay a fine, he pays a fine every single day, because that thing means something to him. And just beautiful. I mean, that's a huge flag wherever you see one.
Well, I know I wake up every day knowing America's winning. I'm just anxious because I want to see people go to jail. I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. And like Cash Patel said, you want us to do it fast and get it wrong, or do you
Yeah.
want us to take our time and get it right? Well, I'm gonna rock with y'all, but you
Yep.
best believe your ass, Cash Patel. If your promises ain't kept, yeah, you gonna hear. Yeah. You gonna hear about it.
What do you think, Randy?
You know, Cass Patel is saying he wants to take it slow. Um, 3.5 years, that's going to go fast. It's going to go real fast. I mean, we're already 6+ months into the first year, and the arm law, the long arm of the law is it's long, and it gets out there and it reaches and touches people, but it takes so long to get there. Now, once you get them, now they're allowed to get an attorney. They're allowed to filibuster. They're allowed to, fight tooth and nail before they get into court. Then you have the whole court thing, and if they're found guilty, then they can uh, go for, at the after fact. They can still fight it and say, "No, I'm not going to prison," and that can be dragged out. And before you know it, you're 2, 3 years into someone going to prison, and then you got a new president, and who knows what might happen. I don't think we should. I think we should move fast. I think we should get them into prison. The faster you get into prison, the faster they're going to talk. They're going to, tell on others to try and
Can you
reduce.
gentlemen hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
Yep. Right.
sorry about that.
Yep.
they're going to try and reduce their own particular fines or stays in prison. But we can't,
Oh.
we can't take forever to get it done,
Oh.
because, like I said, my grandmother said it before. When you get to be her age, time flies, and I'm at that age. And let me tell you, time flies. And before we know it, this administration is going to be over, and we're all going to forget about this. And then nothing happens. I don't know. I don't see it happening. I really don't.
I don't see us all forgetting about it.
Hey, Randy, you remember years ago when you told me Donald Trump would never become president again?
Well, I said I was wrong. I know.
We gotta stay optimistic.
Right.
That's what we gotta do because God is on our side. These demon rats. There is no way on God's green. It's like, how can I say? I don't know. It's hard to explain. You've had to. I don't know. It's a mentality. It's a mentality thing. Um, I can't find the right word right now. Somebody had used the word the other day.
Okay.
Not egotistic. Narcissist. Something. Trump is what do you call it? He is not going to let this go.
No.
He's not going to walk out of office and not make the people who try to delete him pay for it. It's just not
No.
going to happen.
Yeah. It's not.
It's not going to
It's
happen.
not. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all rumbling apart anyway. If you look at Georgia, he's pretty much got that done, or is that already done? I know that he got Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade into a lot of trouble for lies. But like I said at the beginning, no one knows the true status of Letitia James. If she's not able to be the New York Attorney General, then that throws even more of it out because she couldn't have brought it against him.
Well,
It didn't happen.
her time is coming.
Her time is coming. It didn't happen in New Jersey. It happened in New York. Uh, you know, uh,
We have to remember the Don is only going into months. Well, like he said, I've been here for 7 months, but in actuality, this is only month 5. It took me 2 months to get my shit organized,
mhm.
get everything ready, and we've only been legitimately going after everything for 5 months.
Yeah.
I'm like, to see what this man has accomplished on every aspect, from the border to to these inner cities, to everything, to the cartels, to the tariffs. Man, this man is doing his shit, man.
He is. What do you think,
He's
Randy?
walking,
Yeah.
chewing bubble gum, doing backflips, cartwheels, somersaults, all that shit at the same time.
Yeah, I liked what the I forget which lady it was said, because they showed video of these illegals climbing over Trump's fence. Okay, and the recommendation was to paint it black, uh, paint the whole border fence black. And when I first heard it, I said to myself, "What's to change the color going to do?" And
Oh,
then they
heat,
followed.
black
Then
and
they followed.
Heat.
Then they followed it up with
Heat.
that black paint is going to make that
Yeah.
metal super hot.
Yeah, that wall could
yeah.
feel like 500 degrees.
Well, just think about it. When you're out in the summertime, you see people with white shirts on. You don't see people walking around with black t-shirts on. It
Amish.
draws in the heat.
Right. But you see pictures on the Mexico side of these beautiful murals, which, that must tell me that they want these people to climb their side and then realize at the top you can't go down. I mean, you could, but you'll get seriously hurt if you do. Realistically, I think both sides of it should be black to
Hey,
generate that
when
much.
when is the last time we heard anybody crossing over the border?
Yeah,
I
I
have.
think the last couple reports has been zero crossings.
Dude, they got that border surveilled with drones and
Yep.
Humvees and
Humvees,
bro, that's all you need
more
right there.
people.
That's all you need.
Yep. He shut it down, and he's finishing off the fence and the wall, and he's going to have it done.
And it's not a question of coming in here. If you ask him, I don't think the answer that you'll hear, or I do think that the answer that you'll hear is it's not a question of people coming into the United States, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And in 5 months, as Ray has said, we've sealed up the wrong way and said, if you want to come in the right way.
Y'all gotta start watching the videos of the families packing up around the country to
Yep.
go to the Capitol, to go to DC, to take their families to see history and to see the monuments and don't have to worry about getting mugged on the way to the train station or wherever they're commuting from and this and that. Bro, that's what it's all about, man. That's why I don't listen to these other people. They haven't won a day since Donald Trump. They haven't won an inning. So when they talk, they talk a good game. Don't get me wrong. They talk a good game. And they know how to be underhanded. But see, they've been set straight. They've been punched in the mouth like a big bully's supposed to get done to them at lunchtime. And they're stagnant. They're decimating. They're losing all the way around. That's why I don't listen to what they say on TV. You know. Well. The $500 million judgment against Donald Trump, just because they got dropped, they still found him guilty of fraud. That I don't care about that shit. That was
Right.
still that. We don't care about that.
They
He ain't
found
even
him-
got paid $10,000,
They
so he
found
ain't
him-
guilty of too much.
They found him guilty of fraud because they wanted to find him guilty of fraud. And they found a Democrat judge who would find him guilty of fraud. They didn't go to a judge who listened to the merits and said, there's no merits here.
There was never no merits on
Right.
anything. I mean, look what they did to the Pfizer courts. Look what they did, with all the 51 Intel operatives that said the laptop was different from Ace. All this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Where are them 51 Intel agents at? Do we know? Are they somewhere locked up secretly away, waiting to testify against some people?
that laptop is becoming a joke because for over 3 years that laptop has been at the FBI Cyber Lab, the best lab in the world for doing what it's done.
Yeah,
And
this whole administration was a joke. That last
and
administration was a joke.
to me, you're not going to change it. Well, you are going to change it. Maybe you go in and take off what you want off of it, and then you're guilty of tampering with evidence if we can prove that. But Hunter Biden is up against a wall, and he's going to do what he needs to do to keep his pretty boy face out of jail.
This is the thing. There's right at this point. There's too many of them that's under investigation, and that's why I know something's about to break because everybody's under Clapper's under investigation, Comey's under investigation, Schiff is under investigation. Yeah, so it. Hey, the pipe's about to bust. I just don't know when. I'm just, you get so anxious. It feels like that. It feels like 2 days before Christmas. You just want to open some presents and shit. And mom's got the big box sitting right there in front of the tree, and you can't touch it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Right. Hey, I've been right so far.
You're right a lot, Ray.
That's all. It's common sense.
That's right.
It's common sense. But we let our emotions, even me, like, y'all got the information, lock their ass. Like they said, we only been in this 5 months.
Right.
5 months. 5 months. I'm like, you know what? Ray, sit back, man. It's only 5 months, man. And that's where reality sets in because you got to be a realist.
Yep.
Am I satisfied with the work that they've done up to this point? I'm over. On a scale from 1 to 10, give me a 50. Because this man is just doing his shit in the eyes of everybody talking. See, that was his downfall last time. He wanted to do his shit. People start talking shit. He got sidetracked from his shit to fight with these motherfuckers. And then the back and forth and wasn't shit really getting done. See, second time around, you're like, fuck you, panty ass motherfuckers. I'm locking y'all up anyway. I'm going to do my shit. I ain't paying y'all one iota. And the man ain't paying them one iota. I can't remember the last time he came out and had a shouting match with one of these motherfuckers. His last go around, he was shouting with Nancy. He was shouting with Schiff. He was shouting back and forth with everybody. Yep. Now he just giving a little jabs here and there to him. And going on about his business, making America great again.
He told Chuck Schumer where to go in no uncertain terms. But, what do you think, Randy?
I don't think anymore. A person who knows that they have not done wrong, right? And I'll back that up a second. My father told me as a child, Randy, he said, I will back you up in anything that you do as long as you are right and you did not do any wrong. As long as you can look me in the face and tell me that you did not do what you're being accused of, I will back you up all the way. But son, you lie to me and you tell me you had nothing to do with that, I'm going to be your worst enemy. And Trump, he knows that he has not done anything wrong. Of all the charges that have come against him, he knew that he did absolutely no wrong. And that's why he had the confidence that he was going to be vindicated. The problem is this. Any other person in a similar situation who didn't have the backing of the billions of dollars at his disposal to defend himself against all the false accusations, that person is going to wind up going to prison like the J6er said. They didn't have access to the attorneys, didn't have access to the money to fight for their innocence. Trump does. And that's what's killing the Democrats. They're not killing them and like dead, but you know what I mean. The Democrats will never win in a court case against him because he has the best of the attorneys. He has the best of money he can buy. He has the obviously the innocence on his side. And, that one judge was able to get the charges to stick. So now Trump is a federal criminal bullshit, but you know, eventually, I believe Trump's going to be able to get that reversed and get that off of his name. You know, but if Trump didn't have the money and the access to the attorneys, we may be singing a different tune here with him being behind bars.
Well, that's why God chose Trump. That's why God chose Trump. But see, it took for the American people to somehow open their eyes, and it has. You know, they had a a poll come out yesterday. 4.400 registered Democrats turn Republican. That's not
It's a lot.
that's not Democrats going independent because they're tired of their party and I'm just gonna stay neutral. I ain't joining the Republicans. They're evil too. 4,500,000 Democrats left the Democratic Party to turn Republican. It's over. I wake up in the morning. I don't think about the Democrats. Why? Why think about a losing team? I think about the win. See, I'm a winner. So my energy goes with the winners, stays with the winners. I don't have time for my energy to give them time or spotlight or anything like that because they're losing every day. I mean, if it was a competition, maybe I give them a little airtime, give them a little ear time. But they're never winning. So why do I want to get up there and watch them try to say everything Trump is doing is bad and everything that people saying he's doing good is really bad? They have no policy on what they want to do for America. Well, some people do, like Mandani. They want to give everybody free shit. But, they have no clue of what it takes to run a country. It's not hard to run a country into the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not hard. It's not hard to bankrupt a country. You just get in charge and let shit go to hell like they let America do. Now we got somebody who is a businessman. See, that's the problem. We've been playing politics for hundreds of years. America has to play business. These other countries are playing business. America's playing politics. You know why the other countries are playing business? Because they only run and operated by a dictator. So he ain't got to negotiate with nobody in the country. America ain't like that. We got to sit down, have round tables, get motherfuckers to agree on one accord and shit and all that. Man, hey, we got a CEO. We got a boss that knows how to run a company, and this is his biggest and greatest challenge, and he's up for it. This man wakes up every day because, like, damn, God, I've been looking for a challenge my whole life. Real estate ain't really been the challenge. So, the art of the deal ain't really been. Now, God has given him something all these years. Now he realizes, okay, you know how people go through stuff their whole life and they never realize what it was for? All that real estate experience, all that experience from dealing art of the deal was meant for this time.
You know what is really sad when you look at the Western nations who went to war, and then we came alongside and helped those Western nations defeat the enemy, so their citizens could live the same lifestyle that the Americans did. To see those countries today, how they're being torn down and shredded by a certain ethnicity of people. Where I saw video yesterday of the protest rallies in England, and the people are shouting for Trump because they want Trump to save them. It's pretty sad when the citizens of the nation that went to war against the colonials to keep us, part of their kingdom, are now coming to us, asking us to save them from their own destruction.
What do y'all think about those 4,200 Buddhists that
70,000?
Was it 70,000?
70,000.
Wow. What kind of shit is that? What kind?
Yep.
See, that's why I don't listen to nobody, man.
They, they,
70,000 Buddhists, they
yeah,
can't be wrong.
they
No.
broke their vow of silence to come out and support of Trump's getting the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. My man doing this shit. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud we got a leader in the Oval that, has finally shown everybody what America's all about. Because we don't mess around, man. We're America. We don't mess around with nobody. You don't bully us. You know what I mean? You just ain't gonna come and just come into our country illegally. Yeah, y'all thought that shit was funny. Y'all thought that shit was funny a couple of years ago when y'all was shaking the fences and shit and scaring the shit out of our border patrol. Y'all thought that shit was funny. Well, guess what? He who laughs last laughs the best. The shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah.
I don't know how any of them think it's funny and it's entertaining, because if we did it in their home countries, we'd be somewhere we don't want to talk about, being treated like we don't want to talk about, and it would be ugly, and you wouldn't be laughing about it.
You calling me ugly?
No. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay.
that
You're pretty. You're
if
pretty.
you by mistake put a foot in
Don't
China,
say that.
no, if you by mistake put a foot in China,
Yeah.
you get locked up and you don't get treated well, and that's it.
So,
Here it seems to be okay.
well, it ain't okay no more.
No,
It ain't okay no more.
no.
I
And they
lost your
finding it
track
out.
of your mind. Wait.
They are finding it out. And you know what? We still, at everything Trump's been doing since he's been back and everything these damn Democrats been talking about and been screaming, we still ain't seen no protests, no real large protests on what, we ain't seen no gathering of Americans coming together talking about they pissed off. Yeah, man, we got the pockets of lunatics that people are paying attention to. I can give a damn about them.
Yeah.
You show me 10,000 people walking across somewhere and all that. Maybe you might get my little attention. You know what I mean? But that shit ain't happening. Families is going to D.C. This one guy, he took his wife out 4 nights in a row. They ain't been out in 4 years. Used to go out all the time, spend money, go
Yeah.
shopping, go to dinner. Now, see, this is now people are being able to enjoy life. See, that's the key. Once people realize that their quality of life has gotten better, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want that? They
Well,
don't
now
care.
then what they should start talking about it is if they're starting to enjoy the freedom and walk around outside and not getting mugged and killed and raped, they should start talking about, so what made the change here? Oh, Trump bringing in the actual police force that can actually make arrests and so forth. We should be looking at recalling the mayor, recalling the sheriff, because there was, with those two in power prior to Trump kicking in here, DC wasn't a safe, clean place to come to. They should be removed from power.
Well, I think that's what he did. I don't know whether or not he'll bring them back, but he basically said Washington, D.C. was not a clean place. It was not a place that he wanted to bring leaders of other countries into, because when you think of the nation's capital, you want to think of a nice place where you can be. There's museums, there's history. I'm sure there are restaurants. I'm sure there are places to live. He didn't want, he just felt that it needed to be cleaned up. My question is whether or not that will travel around the country, because there's a lot of other places that need to be cleaned up. And it doesn't seem that they're doing it. It doesn't seem that we're doing it. It just seems that they need to be cleaned up.
I mean, you get these people from Chicago and New York. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the politicians. Oh, Chicago safe, New York safe. Well, wait a minute. I just seen 4 murders that took place over the weekend. What are you talking about? It's safe. I just watched it on the news. What are y'all talking about? They are so out of touch with reality. It's just I don't even tune into them no more.
Yeah.
I don't. I got Don pom poms. I got Don pom poms. I ain't got time for those people, man. We got work to do, and he doing it and doing it well. So them
Someone
people
said
can cry. Them
someone
people can
said
cry.
to
It's
me
like a
this someone said to me this morning we should give up, I think, on social media and go back to the old days of reading a newspaper. And I said to him, which newspaper are you talking about? Because you're going to get a different answer of which one to read. And if no one's telling you the truth, I'd rather
Well,
just stay here on socialist media and,
well, here in
and read,
Lancaster
what I
County,
can.
up until they kind of went out of business because of people getting their news online, Lancaster County had two newspapers. One was the Lancaster New Era, and one was Lancaster Intelligencer. The Intelligencer came out in the morning, and that was the Democrat leaning paper. So everything that's in the news leaned towards the left. The
Mhm.
Lancaster New Era came out in the evening, and that one was Republican. It leaned to the right. So it gave the individuals the ability to choose which paper, which news they wanted to read. Unfortunately, we had the 8 years of Obama, and the people who owned the newspaper decided to go totally left, and they got rid of the newspaper that was leaning towards Republicans. So now all we have is the Intelligencer, uh, which leans drastically to the left. Uh, with that, I got to jump off. My time
Okay.
is up.
Sorry,
Uh,
Randy.
my desk chair is going to turn into a pumpkin here,
Okay.
and the mices are going to become again. So I gotta go before I don't have a ride home.
All right, sir.
I
Always
still love
appreciate
I
your.
love that chair. You're literally in a bird cage.
Yeah.
chirp chirp.
Yep.
Chirp chirp.
Yep.
See you guys.
All right,
All right,
Randy.
brother.
Good seeing
Always
you
a
again.
pleasure.
You too, Randy.
Always a pleasure. All right, Ray. We can take it a lot of places till about 11:30. Then I got to kick it off.
Yeah,
Uh,
like we were saying, Dave. America's winning. We're winning. Um, we just got to sit back and be patient. As long as you're seeing, it's like a baseball game. You get down 4 runs in the first inning,
yep.
and then the second inning you score a run.
Hmm.
Next inning you score. See, you ain't gonna score all the runs in the next inning. It's a marathon and not a sprint. That's what we
Yep.
got to remember. Donald Trump, Lord willing, has 4 years to do his part before he hands
Mhm.
off the baton to the next,
Who?
person
Who?
who's going to lead the charge.
I hate bringing this up because you don't like hypoth. You don't like conspiracy theories. I guess that's easier for me to say this morning than hypothesize. Hypothesize. I can't even say it. But
Hypothesize.
thank you. You don't like to do that, I know. But I don't feel the way I guess I'm supposed to about JD Vance. I just maybe I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's too early to see, but I don't see anything that says he's okay and ready to carry the baton. I see a lot of it from other
Hey,
people, but I don't
this
think they're going to give up the job that they have. I'd like to
this
see
is
Tulsi Gabbard do it, but I don't think I think she is more useful where she is.
listen. JD Vance, other than being a Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine. So I
Mhm.
love that quality about him. That means he's a fighter, and that means he'll hurt you if he got to.
Yeah.
That means he will hurt. This is I look at the character and the essence of a person, not about what they haven't had the opportunity to do. I look at, okay, well, what type of person are you? And the first time Zelensky came to
Yeah,
the Oval Office,
he went off on Zelensky.
and JD Vance, like, yo, I got this, Don. Listen, motherfucker. I was like, oh shit, y'all don't want none of JD. JD is being restrained. Hey, I'm telling you, JD's younger.
Yeah, he is.
It's like it's like Muhammad Ali, and I'd say Trump is Muhammad Ali because he's older, a little wiser, but he's the greatest. He's the GOAT. JD Vance is like a Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
He's like a Mike Tyson. He's the new breed.
Yeah.
But he's just as lethal, just as dangerous. But boy, he's restrained. He's restrained. His job isn't to go out there and be the bulldog that he is.
Okay.
His job is to play co-passenger, co-ride, learn, observe, learn your enemies. Watch how Don plays the art of the deal. You know, he's like that backup quarterback on the sideline with the clipboard, taking instruction from the greatest of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gonna get his chance. JD gonna get his chance, and Lord help him, because I love a military man being at the helm.
Mm-hmm. It's like I say, maybe it just hasn't hit yet. I just don't see.
Well, what is it you're looking for in JD that you see in others that you just quite?
I guess I'm looking for someone to grab a hold and take control now.
He can't. He's vice president.
Do more than just standing in the shadow.
He can't do that.
Waiting to be told.
That's his role. That's his role. So if you know that's his role, then that's what you're supposed to expect. Yeah. So you can't look to see anything else than him playing his role. Like, and he's not like Cash Patel. He's not a leader of his own department.
I don't see Cash Patel. I like Cash. I don't see Cash as the leader of the FBI. He seems to be like a front man. Dan Bongino, I think, should be the chairman of the director of the FBI. That's never going to get to him because there's too many people on the other side that will stop it.
But this is the thing. When you're working together, it doesn't matter who's in charge of what.
Okay.
When you're a team, it don't matter. It don't matter.
I know. It's just with Dan Bongino, I saw assassinations on President Trump, opportunities where the Secret Service didn't perform. And I kept saying to myself, Dan, why aren't you there as the Secret Service director? Obviously, he couldn't be as vocal as he needs to be if he was the Secret Service director. So I don't know if we're using him to his fullest potential. You see the look on Dan's face a lot where Dan looks like, if I had 30 seconds in front of a mic, I would just tell you what you want to know, tell you everything. But unfortunately, he can't do that. I don't know where I'm at about Pam Bondi, because one day she says, I have everything. The next day she says, I don't have everything. And, either you do or you don't. I can understand that you have everything, but you have to work it more before you tell us, because that's what you need to do.
But okay. But
I just feel like she's holding secrets.
She only did that one time, and that wasn't on her. You gotta understand. She might have got ahead of the gun, and then Trump was like, "Yo, hold up on that, yo. Don't. Look, you're gonna have in the perfect world, everything will be perfect.
Yeah.
In an imperfect world, you're gonna have mishaps. You're gonna have miscommunication.
Right.
The only thing I care about are you going to get back on track? It's like a shortstop
That's
hitting a
what I
ground
hope.
ball and
That's
makes an
what I
error.
hope she got.
The
I hope.
coach, the coach shouldn't pull the shortstop because he made an error.
Right. I,
He
I
might have
hope.
4 spectacular plays after that. So
I
what happened then with Pam Bondi saying she had the information, then everybody having to walk it back, and it was premature.
I hope she got the opportunity to sit with Donald Trump, the caring person Trump, who said maybe it was too early for you to say anything, and you might want to
Walk it back.
walk it back,
That's right.
finite that, and then move forward. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying you need to look at that opportunity and then go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Cash Patel, I don't know. I just don't know enough about Cash, really seen enough about Cash to be comfortable that he's the person that he is. And I don't know if he could sit with President Trump and get that same. I don't know, Cash Man. Maybe we gotta pull back a little bit and or lighten it down a bit and keep going. But I don't know. I don't know.
Look, this is the only thing I can say to that. Trump knew who he was putting, where he was putting them. We don't know much about any of these people.
Right,
The only time we heard about these people is when Mega developed. And these
right.
people stood up and started having Trump's back. And just everybody in their own way started defending Trump. And then their voices got louder and louder. And
Yep,
then they got elected. Look at Pete Hegseth. I
yep,
watch him on Fox and Friends every morning. He just started speaking the real, speaking the truth. I just thought he was a
yeah,
news person. All of a sudden, Trump's like, yo, I like you. Come on. So
yep.
we don't know nothing. But what I do know for sure, in order for Trump to be winning like this, Trump is Phil Jackson. And in order for Trump to win like this, he's got to have players on the court. And damn it, I don't know what Cash Patel is doing and not doing. I don't know what Pam Bondi's doing and not doing. I don't know what Dan Bongino's doing. I don't know what none of them are doing and not doing. But what I do know for one damn thing, we're winning. So whatever's going on, they're doing it.
Right. I
That's how you got
guess.
to look at it.
I guess that's the problem with me. I don't like sitting here knowing there's a problem, but not knowing what the steps are that everybody's going through to fix it. Because when
But
I
that's
was a,
why that's why they say trust the
I
process.
know when I
You
was
gotta
a
trust the process.
right when I was a boss, I would look at a bunch of people that worked for me, and then I would get us all together and go, "There's a problem, but it isn't me just coming out of my office and yelling at everybody and saying that there's a problem. It's there's a problem. We need to fix it as the people who can fix it, and then go to everybody and say, there's a problem. We fixed it this way. That I can say, we fixed it this way, but if you know of a better way to fix it, please come to me and talk to me." And sometimes with the California operation, people would come to me, but they would say, I know you yell and scream a lot. You got to sit, you got to listen, you can ask questions, but 8 out of 10 times their idea was right. One time their idea was just completely wrong, and the other time a person took their idea and started the same business, which I didn't care about, but
And that's
you know
that's Donald Trump.
yeah,
See, if you notice, they asked, "Well, Don, do you know this? Do you know?" Don's like, "No." They're like, "Don, well, do you know what stage they're in?" Don's like, "No."
no,
That's what I got them for.
right,
I know there's a problem. I know it needs to be fixed, and I got faith. Now I'm gonna keep briefings with them,
Yeah.
but I'm not getting in there and taking charge.
Yep.
That's their job.
Yep.
I just better like the outcome.
Mhm.
And so far, whatever he's been allowing them to do, hey,
It seems to be.
somebody bought the court enough evidence to make them sign off on a warrant
Yep.
for John Bolton. So Cash Patel, kudos. You got something. You've
Yeah.
been working on
He
something that
did
the court
something.
signed off on,
He did something right. Yep.
and we only in month 5. So
And we know
I
the
mean,
other side went in before to FISA courts and said stuff that was wrong and lied. And we all know they lied. Both sides know that they lied and got in and did whatever. Then you got people that were just stupid. Come into my house and search everything in my house, but don't go through my wife's underwear drawer. I don't care.
Yeah.
There's just no reason. There's just no reason to do it. I mean, we all know that Bill Clinton kept stuff that he wasn't supposed to keep in his sock drawer. But I mean, you want to come into my house and search everything in my house, if I had a house, that's okay to me.
And
you have a right
people,
to do that. But, there's certain places, certain things you just don't do.
and people got to remember, Bill and Hillary Clinton, they already testified under oath.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the fuck happened. See, that's what I love about it. They just stay quiet. They just stay quiet. We don't know what these people lied about. If they told the truth, we don't know. We don't know. It's funny how Hillary come out talking about Hillary wouldn't give him a bottle of water if she ran across his ass in the Sahara Desert and he had 2,000 more miles.
And now all of a sudden she wants to worship the ground he walks on if he gets the Nobel Peace Prize.
I don't care. The witch gave him a compliment. Yeah. Something ain't right.
I think she knows, I think other people know that they're on thin ice. And if tell us all what we need to know and then let us decide, or let the people who decide. But like I said, that's my problem. I keep hearing every day that there's something wrong with this person. There's something wrong with that person. I don't want to hear something wrong. I want to hear they had a conversation and they decided, boom. And I love guys like James Comer and the House Oversight Committee, but there's just doesn't seem like there's anything coming out of it other than hate this person because they're guilty. Yeah, James Comey. Those two names get mixed up a lot, but Comey, the former FBI director, I think personally is an idiot. You don't take a picture of shells in the shape of 8647 and not realize what it was, especially when you're right. But he said he didn't. You don't.
But that's not going to save him. Hey,
you don't blame it on your wife. You don't blame it on anybody else.
Ignorance ain't gonna save them. Ignorance don't save you. You want it to be a smart ass, and you're gonna pay for it.
But it wasn't ignorance. It wasn't ignorance.
You're right. Stupidity.
Flat
You're gonna pay for it.
Pam Bondi said, he is not a dumb man.
Hey,
he was director of the FBI. He knew what was happening.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. It's just a matter of time. They all gonna get it. But hey, I gotta go to work,
Ray.
Which means I gotta hop off here and take a shower.
I'm looking forward to you coming back.
Oh yes, and it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful, and I can't wait to be back. Just a little over a week, But like I said, as always, I appreciate the opportunity to come on.
Now, I said yesterday to Randy, and I'm going to say it to you too. Randy and I talked a lot. I'm going to give up my claim on hosting 10 a.m. Monday or Wednesday. I'm not sure about Friday yet because we've always done Red Friday on Friday, and I'm not sure that I want to give up Friday because I'm not sure that people will continue doing that. But as far as you go, if you do something Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, I would be very happy to be a guest.
Okay, and I appreciate
The,
it, and I will
the,
definitely keep that in
the,
mind once I get the
the,
studio set back up and everything.
the engineering is getting a little bit difficult with some of the medical issues that I'm dealing with. I ended up doing the marquee that people see when they look at it 3 or 4 times in a row because I kept hitting something and wiping it all away.
Okay.
But listening, talking when it's my turn, being a part of this, I hope it continues, and I'd be very happy to do it with you.
Good deal. Well, until
All
next
right.
time, sir.
All right, sir.
You have a great weekend.
All right, Ray. It was a pleasure to have you on. Okay, William Rayfield, Ray Figgins, as you see him now. Randy Rhodes was here also. Susanna Cardo, who is the group owner and admin, along with a bunch of other people of. You didn't type it for me, Susan. You typed in a beautiful spot of what it is, but you didn't type me the name of the group. And I keep forgetting it, and I should know it by now. But Suzanne says, I am a survivor of human trafficking in America, and we are not winning by protecting human traffickers. That's true. We're not winning. You are not winning, and you deserve better than that. And on my end, the Dave Logan end of what I do, it's just about time to bring you back. So I will talk to you and see what we can do. We have to get more people watching in the morning. And I know that it's just bad for people to be able to watch a 10 a.m. Eastern broadcast. And that's part of what led to my decision. If all of a sudden we have 11 people watching, but we have 11 people watching on Facebook. I don't know if we have anyone watching on YouTube this morning. I actually don't pay attention to see if we do, because normally when we do, they come into the YouTube live chat. Some people I talked to yesterday said maybe you start doing it on YouTube and you put it everywhere else you want to be. Well, for me, that's 2 other places. And then you post links and podcasts and everywhere else. The greatest thing about Facebook, which is what brought me to Facebook, is that it was free to reach the most amount of people you can reach. Then they started playing the algorithm game and this game and that game. And if you share too many groups or share to too many groups, you lose your sharing for the day because we don't like what you're saying. And I'm tired of the game where you don't like what I'm saying, because if you don't like what I'm saying, come here and rationally tell me why you don't like what I'm saying, and then give me an opportunity to rebut in a low frame of mind like I'm doing right now. And I'll be more than happy to have you here. I don't believe in the 2-minute time limit where you get to talk for 2 minutes and you get to talk for 2 minutes and you get to talk for 2 minutes. No. We can all sit at the table and break bread and drink coffee and have a conversation without interrupting everybody. I know that's me. I do a lot of that, but I'm working on it really hard. And this is what we do. And if you're interested in being on a Boogie with the Bull, let me know. 7 p.m. Tuesday night and 7 p.m. Thursday night, both Eastern, so adjust your time accordingly. And as I've always said, if we got to figure out a special time that you can be on to make your schedule work, if I can, the powers that be let me do it, which most of the time they do. We'll figure it out. and have everybody here. Gonna end right now. This weekend has started. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has ended. Go out and make it a fantastic weekend. And come back. Come back and talk to us. Probably Tuesday at 7 p.m., like I just said, Eastern Time.